Hello, hello, hello. Marietta back with another video. Welcome. Good to see each and every one of you. I pray that your day has been going well. But I just got back to the yard because I've been out and about, and I just got to thinking about a lot of things while I was out moving around. Taking my son back and forth to his appointments and things of that nature, and picking up things that we need to do, get like milk and bread and eggs and things like that for the house. Well, as I was doing these things, I got to thinking about how much we procrastinate and how we wait too long in order for us to get things done. I really believe that from what I've seen and what I witnessed today while I was out and about, that we're about to face the biggest food crisis that we're ever have seen is about to hit. And it's about to come very soon. Even though you think you might got a lot of time, you might feel as though that people are giving you, as they say, a lot of y'all are saying, stop putting fear in the people. When you start looking at information as fear, you've already been left behind, because evidently that's something that you just does not want to do. So you'll make a million and one excuses for things that we do not want to do. I got to thinking about a lot of things as I looked at the fruits and vegetables and things that was put out, and how we all know they got them plastic coating of chemicals over top of them, and we have to really make sure that we get our baking soda and wash these things very well and scrape that thin layer of shiny chemicals off of our fruits and vegetables before we begin to eat them, to make sure that we wash them properly and thoroughly. But as I got to thinking about the food chain and the food crisis, I got to thinking about some of the things that I want to share with y'all that we used to eat straight from the land and how we used to survive when we were kids. Sometimes you got to go back to your childhood and start to reroute the things that went on in your mind. Because I really, truly believe that we're about ready to face one of the biggest food crises we've ever have seen. A lot of people like to buy pumpkins and they use them for decoration. And after they use them for decoration, they throw them away. This is how we have been doing as American people. A lot of people do this now. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you're one of the ones that have bought pumpkins and you have thrown them pumpkins in the trash after you were done with them, didn't refurbish them as food, didn't buy them for food, you bought them to do jack-o'-lanterns, you bought them to put lights in them, you bought them for whatever decoration you might want to use them for. Like right now, it's the fall time. People are buying these pumpkins right now and setting them on their doorstep, but I don't see as many now when I'm out moving around as I used to see them all over the place. Now people are actually refurbishing these pumpkins and using these pumpkins mainly for what they're supposed to be made for, as food. As food, y'all. But these pumpkins were just grown and thrown out there for decorations, for jack-o'-lanterns. You take them to school, you give them to your kids, they carve holes in them, they put lights in them, and everything. Wasteful. And then I got to thinking about how many people right now would know how to take that pumpkin and cut it up and clean it out and take them seeds and refurbish them seeds. Because y'all think the most important thing for you to have right now is money, gold, silver, that type of thing. No, the most important thing for you to have right now is some seeds. Correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody tell me I'm wrong. You need some seeds. Why do you need some seeds? We'll get back to that in a minute. So we're thinking about the pumpkins. And as I got to thinking about the pumpkins, then I also got to thinking about beets. Beets is something that people have gotten out of the way of eating. Beets, turnips and turnip greens and these type of things. These type of things will help you along the way with your good health, blood pressure, all kinds of things. And correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody told me that if you eat some beets and you really eat some pickled beets and drink the water, the beet water, when you cook that water, y'all check out. I remember these old wise tales that Mama used to give us back in the day. And now a lot of people are dealing with blood pressure issues, and you got to figure out how you can deal with them issues if you don't have no medications. How are you going to put your blood pressure under control if you don't have no medications? These are things that we need to look at. And I don't know. I'm just throwing out there what I thought about. If you know exactly what herbs, what vegetables that you should be eating, share with us. Put it in the comments. Let's get a conversation started about these things. But I'm just thinking of some things from my childhood that we used to eat, that we ate from the land, that right now that people don't eat a lot of. And these foods helped us a lot, such as wintercress. I don't know if y'all remember wintercress. I used to go out in the field and cut wintercress, and people would cook these greens, and these greens would make you strong. These greens would make us feel, we would be so full after we ate these greens, and we would just begin to, as they say, have a good time with the family dinner, and these wintercress would always be on the table. Mama would always say, get the basket and let's go cut some wintercress. So we would cut those. Then I got to thinking about the wild berries that you would find while you were out playing as kids. Remember the little red cherries that used to be on the tree, the little black cherries, and you would find these cherries and you would eat these cherries right off the tree, and they were so good and so healthy. You spit out that little pit. Again, it had a seed in it. This is why I keep telling y'all this. Right now, you will eat what you can. Don't get me wrong. If it don't have no seed and you got to eat it, I'm not saying not to eat it because you got to eat what you can. But really, truly, everything starts with a seed. Everything starts with a seed, and everything had a seed in it. And as we begin to, that's why I say, as we begin to face the biggest food crisis we ever going to see, seeds is going to be your best line of defense. That's going to be your best thing for you to have to even trade or barter with. Seeds is going to be one of your best staple things that you can collect so that you can be able to plant some things, even if you begin to share with your neighbors. And I would say the next thing for you to do is build a community of people that may have some seeds around you, even in your little neighborhood. You might only got 3 or 4 neighbors, whatever. So get to know them and see how they're prepping and see exactly what they're putting together. So some of the things you grow, y'all might can share some of these things with each other. And I'm thinking about the wild berries. You know, you used to be out in the woods and you used to see wild strawberries growing all the time, wild blackberries growing all the time. And you could eat these things, and chestnuts, walnuts, all these things falling from the trees, and they would just be everywhere. You could get them, you could crack them all up, let them dry out, and you would crack these nuts, and you would be able to enjoy yourself, and you would actually eat until your belly was full. You get your full of these things, and these were things that was all over the place for you to eat, but they still good to eat to this day if you can find them. And you got your sweet potatoes and your beets, and what else I brought up? I'm looking at my notes here. The blackberries, the cherries, these things you could find to eat. And as I got to thinking about a lot of the beans and things and how you would grow your snap peas and your lima beans and growing all these beans and put together, and how the rice is. And another reason why I'm saying we about ready to face the biggest crisis that we ever seen is that everybody's trying to get rice and everybody's trying to get beans. But y'all know I think rice grows in dry climates. And right now, the way the weather is and the way we're getting all these rains in different areas, and then the fact that the farmers are struggling the same way we struggling. The farmers are going through, their crops are not producing the way they should, and then they may not have the money to even harvest these crops. So therefore, that's causing a lot of our food chain to be broke down as well. And now we got the tariffs, and we got a whole bunch of other things. People not out of work, people not having no money. And then it's like saying with the SNAP benefits and things of that nature, there's so many moving parts into this situation that could cause us to go into one of the biggest food crises we ever seen in our lives. And this is why I believe that you got preppers all over the place. People are prepping, people are buying this and buying that. And but the only people that can buy in that quantity is the people that actually have the money to buy with. And some people have been prepping for years, don't get me wrong. But even if you only got a little bit, start somewhere. Even if you only got a little bit of money, stop wasting your dollars. You might think you need that beard. You might think that you need them nails done. You might think that you need that new wig. No, what you need to do is start buying yourself some rice and some beans and some potatoes and some dry goods and things that you can have to eat with. You may not have the money to buy a lot, but you may have enough to be able to sustain you and help you until help get there. The food crisis that's coming is real, and it's coming, and it's going to be massive when it hits, and it's going to be in a place where don't let it get you caught with your work undone. Because once it hits, it does not matter if your grocery stores are empty or not. If the grid goes down and the lights go out, the doors are locked. Understand these things. Understand that there's more to it than you just waking up in the morning, and your local grocery store that locked the doors because of the fact that the shelves are empty. No, the shelves might not even get a chance to be empty. There could be any other national disaster that might hit behind the scenes even before that could cause them stores to shut. Even as you walked into them this morning, you may not be able to walk into them later on the next day. These are not fear tactics. When people are telling y'all these things, we're out here letting you know these things because these are the things that possibly could happen in the midst of what we're going through. And I'm just telling you how I feel and what I see. Don't shoot the messenger. Just do your best to work within the message, or receive the message, or don't receive the message. Either way, it is something that I felt as though it needed to be brought to the table because of the fact that we are about to see the biggest food crisis you ever want to see, and we're almost in it. From what I've seen and what I witnessed and how I see people shopping today and how I see people moving today, and matter of fact, how I see what the food is looking like. it looks like, you can sometimes, some of it you can look like and tell it's the been stuff that been added to it, and colorations that been put in it, and you can see that it's been tampered with. I mean, I can actually see it in different types of meat. I know what a real chicken looks like from when we used to pluck chickens when I was a young girl. The skins are different. The texture of the meat is looking different. And it's just like saying, I was raised on a farm, so I know exactly what farm animals look like when you slaughter these animals. My father used to kill hogs and things of that nature, so we would know what fresh pork looked like. We knew what fresh beef looked like. We know what fresh meat looked like, because we would get meat straight from the butcher shop, or we would send animals to the butcher shop and have them come back to us packed, already ready to eat. Fresh sausage tasting like good fresh sage. You could taste the meat in it. You wouldn't taste all that wild tainted taste that comes with these meats nowadays. And then when you wash the chicken, it never turned white. It never had a whole bunch of so much of slime as you're getting now. But you have to make sure that you clean this chicken and clean these vegetables that you're getting now. You have to clean them very well. But know that the food crisis is coming. I want y'all to be aware of that. I want you to have that in the back of your mind when you're in them grocery stores. Pick up your staple items. Get your rice. Get your beans. Because with so many people packing rice and packing beans and things of that nature, and they're storing it, they're storing it heavy. For us small people that don't have a lot of money, you need to grab you a couple bags of beans, and you need to take them bags of rice, and you need to take that rice and you need to put it in take it out of that bag, that biodegradable bag that is put in when it's on that grocery store shelf, and put it in some bags that you can actually vacuum seal you up 1 or 2 or 3 bags of rice, so that you will be able to sustain yourself. If you're just a one person like me, you don't need much. You need enough to sustain yourself, yeah, but you ain't got to stockpile rice tall as your house. All I need is a few bags of rice, and that'll sustain me, and I don't need to eat 3 meals a day to make it. But I know that I do need some rice in my pantry, and I need some rice that I done put in a bag to vacuum seal, so that no air won't get in it. And then you just date it and you just put it aside. That's it, so that you'll know that you'll have a little something to work with in the midst of the storm, at least enough to last you 6 months to a year, I would say, because we do not know exactly how long we're going to be in the midst of this situation when this crisis hit. And right about now, I think we're headed, I believe, and this is me, you go ahead and make your video, and you say what you feel about it. Type what you feel about this one in the comments. I would love to hear it. But I feel I'm having a conversation from what I'm seeing, and as I'm moving around, and the wisdom that speaks within me, through me, I would say we're headed for the biggest food crisis is about to hit. The biggest food crisis is about to hit the U.S., the American people. We're about ready to go through. And if you're not ready, you're going to be like the 5 virgins in the Bible. You're going to be 5 of them going to be ready, and you're going to have that one that's not going to be ready, and you're going to be knocking on people's doors trying to get food, and doors are going to be shut. They're going to be shut because while people are getting ready, you out there finger popping. While people are getting ready, you out there throwing your butt around on TikTok. While people are getting ready, you out here doing your dance, and you could care less. But the minute that you look around and see that you got a blackout, and now you can't go to the store and get nothing because y'all waiting for the shelves to be empty. You don't know how this thing is going to hit or how it's going to come. You just don't know. All you know is you need to be ready. You need to be ready. So just think about that. It may not come like you think it's going to come. It may not come with the shelves being empty. It may not come with you having time to go to the grocery store. It may be just a blackout. The doors are locked and it's over. And now everybody got to stay in their house. It's a state of emergency. Now you in your house with your shelves empty. Now you calling everybody and their mama trying to get somebody to let you in. So prepare yourself. Prepare yourself for the biggest food crisis is about to come. Get your rice, get your beans. Get your rice and get your beans. And know that the farmers are suffering. The world is suffering. Houses are suffering. The grocery stores, maybe your grocery store may be filled to the max. And that might be fine. But that don't say you're going to be able to access it when this thing happens. When we're in the middle of the biggest food crisis there is about ready to hit. And that's why they're letting us know that every time you turn around, something is contaminated. Every time you turn around, something needs to be pulled from the shelves, or something got a recall, or this piece of food you can't eat no more, that one you can't eat no more. And then you've been trained to eat only a certain things: potatoes, corn, beans, and rice. You got to open up your palate. Open up your palate and begin to eat a lot of different things that are out there. You got your kale greens, you got your spinach, you got your broccolis, you got your cabbage, yeah, and you got your spinach and your different lettuces. You got a whole bunch of greens out there, but you choose to eat one all the time: broccoli. You choose to eat one bean all the time: green beans. What about the kidney beans? What about the bag of the 5 different beans? What about the lima beans? What about them navy beans? You know what I'm saying? What about Boston baked beans? What about taking them beans and making all kinds of desserts? And I mean, all kinds of desserts, all kinds of different meals with those beans. Even fried beans. I mean, you can do beans 1,000,001 different ways. You have different kinds of meat you can put in them, or meat, or don't put no meat in them. But you got to open up your palate while we're going through this, because there's going to be a lot of things that you may have to eat that may come from the land. You might not be in a position to get to the store, but I know one thing: there's things you have to have. You have to eat. You have to have water, and you have to eat. And really, truly, a lot of people don't understand this about being out here in the wilderness or going through. There are just some things you just have to have, and food is one of them. You got to have some food, and you got to have some water. So I just pray that this message will help somebody realize that if you have not started getting your staple pieces, if you have not made it to the grocery store and started stocking up, and so you think that this is not something that is hit your house, and you may feel as though that you're financially stable and you're okay, your money's not going to be no good when these things happen, because you're going to need to barter with. A lot of people say you need silver and gold. No, I need some seeds. I need some seeds. I need for somebody to let me know who got some seeds for sale, so we can get some seeds started. If you got some seeds for sale, please let me know you got some seeds for sale, and I might need to buy some seeds from you, because I have been trying to get some seeds. I do have some seeds, and I don't care. A lot of people say, well, I ain't buying no seeds if they got GMOs or whatever. Let me tell you something. Right about now, if you ain't got no seeds, you better find some seeds of some kind. You better find something that's going to grow and turn into something that you can eat, something that you can turn into food, because in a pinch, I'm trying to tell you, even though I said I don't really want to eat nothing without no seeds, but honey, if I get hungry enough, and if I ain't got what I need, I'm going to eat that watermelon with no seeds, and I'm going to eat them grapes with no seeds, I'm going to eat them cantaloupes with no seeds, whatever they got there with no seeds. But in the meantime, right now, you got time to try to find some seeds. You got time to try to find some seeds. Don't be trying to find no silver and gold. Silver and gold is good if you got everything else you need. But in a pinch, when you go through and the grid goes down and everybody's scrambling around, they're not interested in your silver and gold. They want some seeds. You can give me something, I can grow some food, because I can't eat that silver and gold, and I don't know who to sell it to. So therefore, if you give me some seeds, I can plant them, and that's something I can use right now. That's something I can use right now in a pinch, because I can take that seed and I can put it in some dirt. All this land I got right here, all I gotta do is dig a hole and put it in it, put some water on it, hope it come up and give me something to eat, a sweet potato, give me a carrot, give me something that I can eat. Like right now, it's getting ready to be winter time. It's time for you to plant your greens and plant you some winter crabs, plant you some curly kale, plant you some collard greens, plant you some lettuce, plant you some carrots and things of that nature. I mean, you just gotta know you gotta plant something and get something started so you can have something to eat when it's time to eat. If you have not started prepping anything, or if you know you're not one that's able to buy anything, then it would probably be cheaper for you to go to Lowe's or Home Depot, or wherever you can. If you can't get somebody, find you some seeds. That'll get you started. Find you some seeds of some kind and dig a hole, get yourself a tub, or get yourself a planter, or get yourself something, a bucket, and a 5-gallon bucket. You can put some potatoes in a 5-gallon bucket. And you can put a potato in there and it'll grow in that 5-gallon bucket and produce some potato. So, I mean, I just don't see where there's no excuses for us not to have nothing to eat for us, but the food crisis is coming, y'all. And if all you know how to do is walk in your grocery store and look for food, just know that you're going to have to change that train of thought in this season. Because what's happening in the world today, it has to happen. You have to go through it, and only the strong are going to survive. I'm telling you, we're in a real live game of Survivor. We're in a real live game of Survivor, and it's time for you to start meeting some people, connecting with some people. You don't need to be out here in this world trying to make it by yourself in the midst of this. You need to connect with some folks. Because you're going to need to be able to bounce ideas off of each other. You're going to be able, maybe have to trade food with one another. You may have to even get in the same house with each other so that y'all can share heat, so y'all can share a meal, so y'all can share conversation, laughter, just to protect the house. I mean, you got to realize, this is no time for you to be in a situation where you got stuck out here by yourself in the middle of this crisis, in the middle of the biggest food crisis is about to come, and you sitting up here with not prepared, not ready at all. It's time to get ready, people. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to get ready. Get ready. Get your food pantries ready. Stop wasting them pumpkins. Stop throwing them watermelons away. Stop throwing the watermelon rinds out. Stop running around here wasting energy on stuff that don't mean nothing, and get yourself some good strong vegetables and some good cuts of meat, and start vacuum sealing it and back they say canning it, however you want to put it up. But you need to put up something. That's all I'm trying to say, because we are facing the biggest food crisis is about to come. The biggest food crisis is about to come. I see it. I feel it. If and so you don't, type it in the comments. Tell me what you feel. Do you think that we're going to be okay where the food is concerned? Do you feel as though that the grocery stores ain't never going to shut down and that's how we're going to get our food for the rest of our days? You don't see this crisis brewing. You don't see this storm coming. You don't see what's happening in front of us. Then type in the comments of what you think. There's no fear here. There's just a reality. There's reality of what you see. And like I said, I do know God will provide. He will provide. But this is what y'all don't understand. And when God provides what you need, he sends somebody like me to help put it out there for you to know. This is part of God's provision. The warning comes before destruction. When God is trying to bless you, is what I'm trying to say. When God is trying to bless you, he gonna send a person. Come on, Munson Pal. That's my son, and this is what he always said. When God is trying to bless you, he gonna send a person. When the enemy comes to destroy you, he's going to send a person. So understand that. Either way, God works through people. Hold on. God works through people. When he wants to bless you, he's going to send a person. When the devil comes to destroy you, he's going to send a person. So right now, I pray that this message will bless somebody. I pray that you are ready when this food crisis begins. I pray that you are ready. I pray that you did what you need to do and did your part to make sure your house is stocked up, that you don't allow the enemy to catch you with your work undone, that you're all ready. You're ready. And you're ready for whatever to come. You're all prayed up. And you're ready to weather the storm. Because one thing I don't do, I don't ask God to take me out of the storm, but I surely ask him to give me the strength to go through it. Because again, only the strong will survive. So I pray that this message will bless you in the midst of what we're about ready to go through. And we're about ready to go through one of the biggest food crises is coming. So with that being said, if and so you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. We love to have you over here. We like to uplift, motivate, and inspire. We're solution driven. So if and so you have any constructive criticism that you would like to drop in the comments, please drop it in the comments, because we like to have a safe zone where we all can communicate and we all can share and bounce ideas off of each other. And we like to have a safe place for us to do that. So if and so you have not turned your notification bells on, please turn your notification bells on at this time so that you will be notified when I drop my next video. And for everyone that thought it not robbery to send super thanks to this channel, we want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I truly appreciate you. So with that being said, y'all be blessed. I'll see you on the next one.